When we talked earlier this year, you talked about the sacrifice of personal success for the good of the team, and look how it turned out. You and your team ended up with the best season in program history. What was that ride to the national championship match like for you?
It was absolutely incredible. It wasn't my best tennis that week. I was not, on fire, feeling confident. I was so impressed with the way that everybody stepped up where they needed to and got us the wins that we needed, whether it was doubles or singles. And I couldn't have been more proud to be a Wave. That was the most incredible feeling, to be a part of that team. I felt like we had something so special. We're not a legacy program that makes the finals every year, but I just felt like we showed something different. We had a different energy than the other teams. We were excited to be out there. I just felt so lucky to be on that team.
So academics are just as important to you as playing tennis. You graduated with a bachelor's in sports medicine, 3.96 GPA, but you missed your graduation because of the NCAA tournament. So your school president surprised you with a makeshift graduation in Orlando. Can you talk about that?
That was so special. I don't think Jess expected it either. I know I was completely out of the blue. For me, I had no idea what we were doing. We were just told that we were meeting in this room, and then Jim Gash was there, and he had this whole ceremony ready for us, and it was just so special because I've never really graduated from anything. High school I did online, and I've never been to a graduation because we're usually playing conference tournament. It was so special because it was such an intimate celebration too. It wasn't like a big gathering. It was just me and Jess and the people that we really, really care about, just like showing how happy they were for us to have hit that milestone.
How hard was it to balance academics and playing tennis over the last 5 years for you?
I felt like they both experiences made the other one easier. There were definitely times when it was a lot and there was a lot on my plate and stress, and you come home from a really long day and still have 6 hours of homework. All in all, I remember like tennis was a great break. It was like a mandatory break from studying, and studying was a mandatory break from thinking about tennis, and it just kind of all balanced together. It was two things that I really loved, and they both kind of took away the stress of the other one, because it was like I didn't have time to dwell on things that were going badly in tennis, and I didn't have time to stress too much about what was going on in school because I had practice. So yeah.
Now that your time at Pepperdine is done, what are you most proud of, whether it's on the court or in the classroom or something else?
I just am most proud of my growth as a person. I think when I came to Pepperdine, like tennis is an individual sport, and I didn't really care as much about the team as I cared about myself. And I wanted to do really well, and I wanted to be the best student I could be, and I wanted to be the best tennis player I could be. But it wasn't so much for me. It wasn't necessarily for the right reasons. And then I think as I developed as a person, because of the culture and the environment at Pepperdine, I kind of on paper, I was doing the same things. I was doing really well in tennis and doing well on school, but the motivation behind it all had changed. It was not so much that I was doing those things so that I could be successful, but because I was doing those things because I enjoyed it and because it was an opportunity for me to be the best person I could be a leader on my team, support my teammates day in and day out, and be a good classmate as well, study for tests with people and just kind of bring good energy to everything that I could. And then the grades and the results kind of ended up taking care of themselves. And I have no regrets in terms of how I behaved and how I acted and how I represented my school, because I still felt like I had the demeanor of someone who went to Pepperdine for 5 years.